Hello and welcome back to another video. Today going to be talking about 5 features of the upcoming Forza Horizon 5 Rally expansion that I'm concerned about. Don't take this as things I don't like or a dig at Forza for the sake of it, but I genuinely think these could negatively affect the expansion, although I do still very much look forward to playing it when it does release, and will save all final conclusions on what it's actually like for then. But anyway, let's get going now with 5 things I'm concerned about. Starting with this first concern on the list. There is only one rally car. This was what really stood out to me in the trailer, was that only one car was shown. The expansion seems to be mostly made up of buggies. Now, personally, I don't care about a plethora of buggies being added to the game, especially as we already have so many. I wouldn't mind so much if it was a Baja expansion. A collection of buggies and the electric Ford truck that we've seen in the trailer would be perfect for that, if it was a Baja expansion. But this is a rally expansion, and as far as I know, the only car in it that's actually a rally car is Colin McRae's Focus Mark 1, which was prominent in the trailer and came up at the start, and I thought, ooh, that's excellent, there'll be lots of cool rally cars in here, and then all the other things shown in the trailer that were new were buggies. There were other cars shown, but they're already in the game. So yeah, only one rally car in a rally expansion does concern me slightly. It is an incredibly cool rally car, but nevertheless it is only one. The roads are too wide. Now, this was quite a common comment on some of the trailers and streams that Forza released, getting loads of likes and things. People seem to be noticing that the roads are too wide. It is a rally stage. They should be narrow with zero room for error. I know Forza always has much wider roads than reality, and to an extent I get why they do that, so that you can race in whatever cars you like, in whatever stage you like. But if it's a rally-themed expansion, they do need to narrow them a little bit. But yeah, they need to be drivable in all classes of car, even ridiculously fast ones. But they could have just not allowed S1 and S2 class cars. But the routes themselves, they're using them as rally stages and as race routes, so when you're not in rally mode with the pace notes and the helicopter and everything, they're going to be raceable like the normal tracks in the mainland. So if they need a route that works for both of those, it's going to end up either being too wide for rallying or too narrow for racing. So they've gone for the make the road wide so you can race on it and rally on it, which, yeah, doesn't really make for a very thrilling rally stage, let's be honest. They're very, very wide roads by the look of it. Yes, they are more technical than the roads on the mainland, but the whole point of rally is to go ridiculously quickly whilst narrowly missing trees, rocks and banks that would roll your car. There's far too much room for error, I think, for this to be a true kind of enjoyable rally experience. The map is too similar to Mexico. Most previous expansions have been pretty far removed from the main game that they are add-ons for. For example, a snowy mountain was very different to the main Australian map in Horizon 3. Less so in Horizon 4, but the two expansions still felt somewhat different from the base game, set on islands slightly removed from the main game. Yes, they were both kind of British themed still, but I just hope this map being set just slightly further north than the mainland will mean there's less scope for them to make it different. I just hope that's not the case, because they're essentially saying it's just north of the furthest mountains in the mainland is where it's going to be set. You still have to fast travel to it, obviously, but being right next to the main map in its fictional location makes me worry that it'll be just like the main map. As far as I can see from the trailer, it will be. It'll just have, like the main map, a huge expanse of empty desert, a jungly section, and some canyons. So, apart from being a smaller scaled down version of the main map, I can't see how it's going to be different. I know the roads are slightly more technical and there's more dirt roads, but yeah, I just worry that it's going to end up being too similar. I do just hope that they're able to make it feel different enough from the mainland to warrant it being a separate expansion that people are paying for. The split times may not apply to anything outside of the rally stages. This is neither confirmed or denied at the moment, may I point out, but the reintroduction of split times on the face of it seems like a great idea, although for some reason they barely mentioned this fact during the stream, too busy talking about anti-lag, which we'll get onto in a minute. The concern I have is, so far as I can see, you only get them pop up after going through a new checkpoint type that is placed between every few checkpoints on a rally stage. You'd see them go through a blue checkpoint and then a split time would pop up. And this makes me think that it'll only apply to the rally-themed events, and only some of the checkpoints in them, and not the normal races or on the main map at all. Which, given it was a feature of previous Horizon titles, I'm not quite sure why it still isn't in the game, or why they're kind of bringing it back as a new feature for the expansion. I just hope it's not only in the expansion. As they haven't said otherwise, I kind of assume it's only in the expansion, unless we find out different when it launches, which I very much hope for, but I am slightly doubtful, and it is really a shame that this is still locked away to a rally stage. Now that it's in the game, I don't see why they can't bring it to all of the races, but it's Forza, so we never know. Anti-lag. Now this is going to be a controversial one. I'm concerned about this and the new launch control system. The launch control we essentially already have by putting a car into reverse and then back into gear, but apparently this is a new feature and a new system, slightly different to that, using the handbrake instead, and apparently it's the best way to launch your car, which the previous one wasn't, so if it is just the same as that, anyway, we shall wait and see about that. Anyway, the anti-lag, they say has been a highly requested feature for a while. I somewhat doubt that. I do think it will be a cool feature, and I have enjoyed it in Gran Turismo 7, which, by the way, has had this feature for over a year now. I mean, who doesn't want a car with an exhaust that goes constantly? Makes lots of noise and many flames. I just can't believe it was something that was really requested or noticed as something missing. Yes, it's a cool thing to add, but it's not something that was asked for, and my worry with it is not the feature itself, which I think will be kind of cool. My worry is that they've kind of put all of their time into gimmicks like anti-lag and launch control, which we already have, and showing off the split times as well, which we used to already have. So it kind of worries me that one of the main selling points of this is a noisy exhaust system. Yes, it's cool, but it kind of makes me think maybe they've spent too much time on these, or they're covering up the fact that the main content in the expansion is the same as the map we already have. I don't know, it just seems like either they've spent too much time on features that are just gimmicks, admittedly quite cool ones, or they're trying to cover up the fact that there isn't actually any content behind them. So there we go, those are the 5 concerns I have about the upcoming Forza Horizon 5 Rally expansion. And although I do have a few concerns about the expansion, from what we've seen so far, it does look like it'll be a fun one, and I do very much look forward to giving it a go, so don't take this as me saying anything, well, being negative about the expansion. I do want to try it out and give it a go. These are just a few things I'm concerned about going into it, not to mention the fact that we kind of already had a rally expansion in Horizon 1, although I missed out on that one, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing this one. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, positive or negative, about the expansion before I've played it, so I do hope these concerns turn out to be nothing to worry about, and hopefully it'll be a really good and fun expansion to play around with. Do let me know though what you think of the concerns from today's video. Do you agree, or are there other elements that you think may not be great that you're worried they won't do very well? Or do you think it all looks great? Do let me know what you think. But for now, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.